Alright everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the Jordan Report, and I am your host, Robert Jordan. Please like, subscribe, and share. Alright, I'm going to do a report on the African migrants. They're trapped in Mexico. Protest the right to travel to the USA. How many of you knew Africans were traveling all the way from West Africa through to South America, through Central America, up through Mexico, and coming through our southern border? They have been doing this. But they got caught. They're stuck there now because of Trump's actions against Mexico. Now, they had a riot yesterday, and I'm going to show you a clip of that riot, okay? I'm going to show you a clip of that riot, but I'm going to go through this article to give you a little sense of the background of how they got here, because it's just unbelievable how far they came. Hundreds of African migrants have taken part in a series of protests in Tapachula, a Mexican town near the border with Guatemala, since August 18th. The protesters, who've been trapped in the town for weeks, are demanding documents so they can travel north to the United States and Canada. Due to pressure from the United States, Mexico has been cracking down on migrants. Increasing numbers of African migrants are choosing to cross the Atlantic instead of the Mediterranean to reach the United States or Canada by traveling through South and Central America. The journey is expensive, long, and dangerous, to say the least, man. Drug and human traffickers frequent the route. There's only one way that you could be getting here from the United States like that, and that's dealing with the Mexican cartels and all the drug cartels. So they have to be paying them to do this, okay? Drug and human traffickers frequent the route. They're using the same routes. At certain points of the journey, there are even poisonous animals, posed especially in the jungle Darien Gap, located on the border between Colombia and Panama. They're walking through this. But for the past few months, many of these migrants have faced another obstacle. Changes to the Mexican migration policy have left many stuck in southern Mexico, unable to continue their travel to the north. So hundreds of them started to protest on August 18th in front of the 21st Century Migrant Holding Facility, which is run by the National Institute of Migration, a unit of Mexican government that supervises migration in the country. Tapachula, Chiapas State, those who joined the protest were from many different countries, including, listen to this, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Senegal, Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Angola, and Somalia. This is the map. This is how far they come. From Africa. They had to get to here to walk through here. Okay? And here's some of the videos of the protest. That's not the riot I'm going to show you. I'll show you the riot in a minute, because it led up to the riot. All we want is a document guaranteeing us the freedom of movement to travel through the country. Alain Tita Mangu takes a part in the protest. Mangu left his native of Cameroon early May. He left in early May. He flew to Ecuador, then crossed Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, before arriving in Talisman, Mexico in early June. He explained why he and other migrants had decided to protest. 2 days after I arrived in Mexico, I was put in immigration center in Tapachula for having entered the country illegally. 2 weeks later, they released me and handed me a document that I would be guaranteed me freedom to travel through the country. Some of the Africans who arrived in Mexico a few months prior had explained to me that's how it works. So I immediately hopped on a bus going north. But about an hour and a half into my journey, there was a security check and I was sent to Tapachula. It turned out that the document I had didn't even authorize me to leave Chiapas. I had to go to the Mexican Immigration Service in Tapachula, Las Vegas neighborhood. Once there, I realized that my document was utterly useless because it had stated I was stateless. In the end, they told me to go to Mexican Commission for Refugee to claim asylum. Other people had the same experience. France 24 Observer also spoke to other migrants who described going through a similar process. Basically, we've been here for weeks. All we want is a document allowing us the freedom to travel across Mexico and not to be forced to claim asylum. We don't want to claim asylum here, especially because you have to wait several months for a response and you can't work during that time. That's why That's why we started protesting. I didn't actually apply for asylum, and to be honest, very few people did. If I must, I'd rather claim asylum in northern Mexico, where I know some people and where it's possible to try to get by with English. The situation that Mongu and other migrants find themselves in is a result of changes in Mexican migrant policy. Earlier this year, Mexican authorities were still giving migrants so-called humanitarian visas, which allowed them to travel north to the country. However, they stopped doing this about 5 months ago. Without proper papers, the migrants are essentially stuck in southern Mexico. They're in trouble, peeps. They're down there for a long time. Ain't no telling how long this is going to go on. But some of the migrants trapped in Tapachula want more than just papers. They're also calling for more support from the Mexican government to help them navigate the situation. France 24 Observer's team spoke to Lorena, not her real name, an Angolan woman who arrived in Mexico early July, 2 months after she left home. Lorena and her husband are traveling with their 7 children between the ages of 1 and 17. If they won't let us travel and we're stuck waiting here for weeks, we'd like at least have a roof over our heads and some aid to help us get by, because we're out of money, especially if we're forced to apply for asylum. Currently, my family and I are sleeping in the street in tents that we bought in Colombia. The authorities tell us that they don't have any lodging for us. The children are always crying because they don't understand what's going on. My daughters speak a bit of Spanish, so they're able to get us some cooking pots and camping stoves so we can cook. We can eat rice, pasta, morning and night. We migrants do all we can to help each other out. All right, I just want to let you know there's thousands and hundreds of Africans stuck in southern Mexico trying to get into the United States. They're at the boiling point because the United States, Mexico can't do anything because Trump is threatening Mexico. Trump is saying, you stop letting these people run up through your country, into our country. And they were forced to do that. So now they're stuck down here, way down here. Okay, so I'm going to show you the clash, and then I'm going to close out after that. Look at them. They're facing off. God, dog. Wow. Somebody got knocked out. Wow. All right, that's it. I must say that I am not, I don't feel sorry for the Mexican nation at all, the Mexican country at all. They've been participating in human trafficking for decades now. Now it's come home to bite them. This is what happens when you play around with crime like this. They made a bunch of money, and they make millions and billions of dollars trafficking these people through their country. But Trump has ended this stuff now. Now they're stuck holding the bill. And so I have no sympathy for them whatsoever.